Hey everybody, I'm Lisa Young Sutton, and today I'd like to share a one-card reading using the Grand Jeu Lenormand. And what I want you to take note of in this video is how specifically these cards relate to the context of your question and how precisely even a single card will answer it. Now the context for this reading is the seeker is a young, attractive woman who wants to start her own business. She received a phone call from an old family friend who offered her the startup money she needs. But this man is the husband of the seeker's mother's best friend, and he's a notorious womanizer with a penchant for young girls. Now the seeker feels uncomfortable with this offer, especially since he tells her not to worry about repaying the debt. Yeah, big red flag. All right, so her question was, should I accept the offer? Oh, now in front of you, I just have my collection of Grand Jeu decks. These are all the Grand Jeu decks I have to date. And you can see that we have a few different sizes. This is the most common one that you will find, probably the most easy to find. Oh, and this now if you go to like Amazon France, or maybe Amazon UK, I don't know. This might even be Amazon, available in Amazon US now. And this is a bit of a different deck, and it has a great book. The book that comes with that deck is well worth the purchase price. Okay, so now when you are searching for decks, keep in mind that you don't just want to search for Grand Jeu Lenormand. You can also search for Astro Mythological, and you might find something, especially on a place like eBay or something. Okay, so back to what was her question now? Her question was, should I accept the offer? And what did I draw? Boop, boop. I drew, whoops, the 7 of Diamonds. Okay, so we're going to look at this card. All right, so the 7 of Diamonds. This card gives us the story of Pandora's box, which is a parody of Eve eating the apple in the Garden of Eden, thereby unleashing misery and suffering throughout the world. Now, in common usage today, the term Pandora's box typically refers to something that is best left alone because it could cause problems if it is used, said, or done. All right, so you probably already know what the answer is. But let's look at this card more closely. Now, in working with the Grand Jeu cards, the main image provides the overall answer in most cases. That's the big central scene, okay? The other elements offer more details as well as other considerations, thoughts, feelings, warnings, guidance. And by other elements, I am referring to the small images. Every card has 2 small images and a flower bouquet on the bottom. They all have a playing card inset, a constellation, and a letter. And not every card, but many also have a geomantic symbol. All right, so from the playing card instead of the 7 diamonds, we receive a warning not to take financial risks at this time. It also suggests that your enthusiasm and ambition for that which you find alluring may prevent you from seeing the trap you're about to fall into. Very specific, as I said. Now, when you draw the 7 of diamonds, it's telling you that now is the time to look that gift horse in the mouth. I mean, gifts can be hard to refuse. But if we carefully consider all aspects of the situation, we'll see that there's always a need for an energetic exchange or vibrational balance, right? This relates to the Hermetic principle of rhythm. Now, in this situation, there are strings attached to this gift. There's an unspoken debt that must be repaid, and if not with money, this man will want to take it out in trade, if you know what I mean. Always consider the ramifications of accepting assistance or gifts when the ones offering have no obvious reasons for doing so, especially if they claim they want nothing in return. We may discover that the price we'll pay in the long run will be much greater than a monetary exchange. Now, sometimes people do offer us gifts simply because they want the satisfaction of doing a good deed. But that's not the case when you draw this card, okay? One of the warnings that accompanies this card is that now is not the time to enter into any agreements or relationships. So if this were a relationship question, the answer would still be obvious. Any offers that appear attractive will be counterproductive or even dangerous. This card tells you to combat temptations by nipping them in the bud before they can flower. Now, speaking of flowers, the flowers on this card, or the flowers on the cards in this system, generally offer advice. And here the advice is to exert self-control and not give in to temptation, or you will be sorry. Now, if you look at the two small images on the bottom, both serve as a warning of the dangers involved in accepting this gift, or in this case, opening the gift, right? Opening the box. On the left, we have a beggar in the street, and on the right is a man scratching his head in disbelief over his sudden misfortune. Now, upon explaining these images to the seeker, she felt that by accepting the offer, she'd be no better off than this beggar. And she realized that later she'd probably be in the position of the man on the right. So she related to both of those. Now, the constellation here is called the Vulture, which represents a dangerous journey or an attractive possibility with tragic results. The letter L resonates with the ideas of inspiration, exploration, optimism, and creative self-expression. All of these traits relate to Pandora. How do we associate them to the rest of the card? Well, we have a warning against exploring what you're feeling optimistic about, right? Pandora felt inspired to open the box, and we could say that she was expressing herself in her own creative way by doing so. But if we combine the attributes of the letter with the geomantic symbols meaning, we have a clear message. Now, Rubeus, that's the geomantic symbol, Rubeus offers a warning to retreat. Its association to inciting wars adds the idea that this old family friend is at risk of becoming an enemy. Speaking of Rubeus, does that word sound familiar to you? Well, that was Hagrid's first name in Harry Potter, in the Harry Potter movies. You know, there are a lot of connections to the names and words used in that movie to Hermetic science, to alchemy. Okay. Now, don't forget to match the meanings of the elements of the cards to the context of the reading. Here, the seeker asks for advice regarding an offer of financial assistance. How can we look at the meanings of the letter L and relate them to that? Well, she's asking for advice. So if we reconsider these meanings of the letter L, they all suggest that she remain optimistic and explore other creative ways to achieve her goals, as well as waiting to be inspired, as opposed to being motivated by one who dangles a carrot. Boop. That's it. Okay, that's all I have for you today, my friends. If you want to learn more about the Grand Jeu Lenormand, join my Facebook group. Lisa Loves Lenormand, Petite, Grand Jeu, Kipper, and Intuitive Card Reading. You'll find a link in the description box below. Also, check out my blog, also with a link in the description box, LisaLovesLenormand.com. And don't forget to go to my YouTube channel home page and search the playlists for the Grand Jeu playlist. Okay, thanks for watching, and now go play with your Grand Jeu cards. Bye, everybody.